This is Dr. Manjot Marwa. I'm an MD dermatologist and the consultant dermatologist and director for Dr. Manjot's clinic in Jalandhar. I'm also a proud alumnus of D.Y. Patil College of Medicine, Navi Mumbai. I'm glad to be a part of Meditalk Season 2, organized by Mediscape Community and the Alumni Association. Today I'm here to debunk some myths about cosmetic surgery and aesthetic procedures. So what is cosmetic surgery versus plastic surgery? What is the difference between these two? Plastic surgery is a huge platform. It includes surgeries for burns, surgeries for maybe contractures, surgeries for maybe which have been caused accidents, and then you need corrective surgery. That's what all comes under plastic surgery. While cosmetic surgery includes only procedures that are done to enhance the look, the aesthetics of the patient. So what are the trending surgeries that we are seeing these days, or the trending procedures? The most trending ones definitely are Botox, fillers. They've come up for newer indications now. A lot of not just for the face, even for the hands, even for the aging on the neck. So Botox and fillers are being used for a lot of more indications now compared to what they were used in earlier times. A very common myth that we get is that what is the right age to go in for these cosmetic procedures, or is somebody too young for them? So do remember that all these procedures have an age limit and can be done at any time after 18 years. So it's not necessary that you need to get it done only when you're aging. These procedures can be used for face contouring. Suppose you have a very broad face, you can make your face narrow even at 18 years. So after 18, you're completely fine and fit to get them done, as long as your doctor thinks you're fine and fit to get it done. So now talking about all the myths that are there in this field. The first one is Botox is immediate and it's permanent and makes you feel frozen. Now this term of frozen faces is something that has made Botox, not very popular. So this is totally a myth. Firstly, Botox is not immediate. You see a result of Botox after 3 to 7 days, slowly builds up over these days. It's not sudden. Secondly, whether you get a frozen look or not, it depends on who's injecting you. So if you see somebody who has a frozen look, it's maybe because that patient asked for it, or the person or the injector or the doctor overdosed her. So this problem will occur if you try for overcorrection. But if you start with an undercorrection, or just for basic wrinkles, you will never get a frozen face with Botox. Also, it is not permanent. It lasts only 3 to 6 months. So even if something goes wrong, it does correct on its own over a period of months. The second myth, Botox is painful and harmful for the skin. Actually, Botox is one of the least painful cosmetic procedures you can ever get done. And it's something that if somebody comes to us for anti-aging treatment, it's the first thing we suggest. Because we apply a numbing cream before Botox, and that actually makes it almost painless, and a lot of people don't even realize when they're getting injected. Harmful to the skin, never. So Botox has been US FDA approved, and it's not going to harm your skin in any way. It actually doesn't even touch your skin. It goes much deeper than the skin. So it's mercury on your muscles, not on your skin. Now the third myth, once you start fillers, you need to keep getting them done periodically, lifelong. So this is a very common question asked by a lot of patients, that if I get a filler done and if I get a lift, how do I maintain it? Okay. Definitely once you get filler done, you like that look. You like how it looks and you want to maintain it. But suppose you don't have the budget, you don't want to get it done, you want to go the natural way later, it's completely fine. Your face is not going to drop down in one day. It's a very slow, gradual process, and that's how it drops down. So even if you don't get it done eventually, it's completely fine. It's not going to harm you, or it's not like somebody's going to realize it. So don't worry. The fourth myth is about microneedling and how it is different when you do it at home or at a professional setup. So if you do microneedling at home, microneedling involves tiny needles that are going to be used on your face. Now, microneedling, when you do it at home, it's much more milder. It can lead to complications such as post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and erythema or a sun reaction. While the same treatment, if we do it in the clinic, we can work on scars. We can also work on a much deeper level in collagen modulation. We are going to give you post-operative care. We're going to give you creams which are going to help you in not getting the side effects that normally you would have gotten with microneedling. However, If you want to try microneedling at home, it's completely safe if you do it on the scalp for hair growth or on stretch marks on the abdomen, but do not try it on the face. Now let's talk about a very important aspect, which is counseling and its importance. So as an aesthetic practitioner, counseling is something that we take a lot of time on to explain to the patient, because they usually have very high expectations because of social media and advertisements, and we need to get their expectations low. Secondly, we need to check the patient's psychology and mentality. There is something called as body dysmorphic disorder, and that is usually when the patient is never happy with their appearances, and they keep getting different types of cosmetic procedures again and again and again. So these patients are difficult to deal with, and we usually try to counsel them to go in for psychiatric counseling before they try to go in for any cosmetic. Another important aspect of aesthetic procedures is the cost, the failure of the treatment, because the cost is usually high. Aesthetic procedures are not cheap. And then there are some treatments which don't guarantee a result. So you are wondering whether should I invest or should I not? So do remember that when you go in for a consumable treatment like Botox, fillers, or maybe a thread lift, out of these you usually get a result. So when you pay more, the results are usually more. Remember this. When we're talking about lasers and we're talking about milder treatments, then you usually need a lot of sittings. That's how you're going to get results. And the most important aspect in this is choose your doctor properly. Look for their degrees. See their experience. You don't want a doctor who's just experimenting with you. Look for experience, which is very important, and that's how you're going to guarantee the results. So the take-home message is cosmetic procedures are safe. Don't be afraid of them. But before you go in for any cosmetic procedure, take a detailed counseling. After the counseling, don't get the procedure done on the same day. Go home, think about it, come back, and then get it done. You need to be clear in your head on what you're getting it done, why you're getting it done, and what is the outcome that you're going to expect from this. You don't want to Google these procedures, because that's how you're going to get wrong information, be afraid about them, and going to spread wrong information. So avoid going on internet searches for these procedures. Talk to your doctor and trust them. Thanks.